Hello and welcome to One Player Today. We're here with another PNPOP, print and play, one player P and pop. I'm gonna have to figure out a better way of saying that. Today we are playing Rolling Village, which is a free print and play designed by Diego DiMaggio. And this is it. This is the board. We need 2 dice, we need a pen. Are you ready? Let's go. The aim of Rolling Village is to construct various projects about your town, your area, your designated building sites, and essentially link them up in order to score points. These points are marked on the board, as you can see, and it's simple enough. So we'll just start to play, and you'll pick up the rules as we go along. Of course, we have chosen our mayor name, Mayor Oniplaya. And we're about to go. So now to start the game, we roll 2 dice. We place 1 project into each of the columns notated by the dice. So here we've got the 4th column and the 6th column. We have to draw 2 different projects, and this just gives us a nice setup to start the game with. So what I will do is I'm going to place. I'm going to go with this one up here. I'm going to go with a house up here, and in number 4 I'm going to go with a forest down here. That's what I'm going to do. Not a huge amount of tactics involved in this just yet. I like to go for the scoring ones just so I can start to link them, but we'll get into that later. So that's the setup done. We've got 2 projects on the board. Now we roll. And we use the dice, oh, that's nice, a little double. We use the dice to place, or to find out not only what project we're going to build, but also what column of the grid we're going to place it in. So here you see we've rolled a 3, that is a lake. And we're going to roll it, we're going to draw it, in column 3. Now, the other thing to note is we take, at the end of the turn to score, we take the total of the dice and then score based on the row. So you see we've got a total of 6 here. We score on this row. And because we've rolled a double, we've only got, instead of placing 2 lakes in column 3, that would be silly. We've got a double and we get to build a square. And we get to build a square anywhere we like, and this square helps us score at the end of the game by attaching other things to it. I'll cover that in just a little bit. For now, let's place our lake, and we're going to place it in... Doesn't really matter just yet because we don't have any way to score. See, the column, the second row here of 6, we can't score in column 3, so we're gonna score pretty much 0 points for this. Let's throw a lake here, and I will throw a square here. So we've put our lake in column 3, number 3, column 3, and we place our square anywhere we like. Now, the reason I've placed it here is because we score points for squares at the end of the game only if they are touching both a lake, a forest, and a house. So, by touching a lake and a forest already, I can hopefully roll a house to go here or here throughout the game, and we'll be able to score 10 points for this town square. For now, though, at the end of the turn, we've drawn our things, we've drawn our lake, and indeed our square. We, again, calculate points based on the row corresponding to the total of the dice, which is 5. We don't have anything drawn here yet, so in fact, on turn 1, we score a whopping 0 points. Let's roll for turn 2, shall we? Okay, that's a bit weird, but you know what? We're going to go with it. So, all right, we've got a roll of another double 3. I suppose we could place another lake here. Yeah, okay, let's place a lake here. When we link similar projects together adjacently, we get to score them in the end of the scoring turn together. So, for example, if I now roll a total of 8, I can look across. This links now to something that scores, and I can score that point even though it's not on the 8 row. Hope that makes sense. It'll become clear once we actually see it happen. But for now, I'm just going to put these adjacent to one another in hope that they can score together later on. Now, because we've rolled another double, we can place another square. So I typically prefer to place my squares outside of the scoring points because I like to have the linkage ability to hit on my scoring squares. scoring squares, scoring, yeah, whatever, scoring plots, if you will. I think for now, where I'm going to place this is going to be right here, maybe? I suppose I could also place it right here, and that way we just need a house to go here, and I'd automatically have a very good chance of, we're using the two different symbols, the two different projects. I could also place it here and then have to place a forest and a house in one of these three squares. Let's go here. If we can cop a nice easy one, that would be great. And if we can score 20 points at the end of the game, that would be even better. So we've placed our lake, we've placed our square. Unfortunately, though, again, we're not going to score any points, so 0 for round 2. It's not looking good for me on a player just yet. All right, we've scored something other than 2 3s, so that's great. This, you'll see, has a little star. Round 3 has a little star, and that means we get to place one free project anywhere in the grid. We can only, you see there's 3, that corresponds to the 3 different types of projects. So we can place one house, then we have to place a forest or a lake in this one, and then after we've chosen again, we choose the remaining one. So for me, let's get the house out of the way first. So we need to place a house in column 3. That's actually, so we're choosing, I should say, look, we've got a house project 1 in column 3. So we're going to place a house somewhere here, which I guess I'll place here. Again, I'm looking at the dice total as well as I'm making my mind up. So 1 and 3 adds to 4. I can now score for this house. And then we're going to place project number 3, which is a lake, in column 1. Again, I'm probably going to just score some points because I haven't yet, and that would be really nice. So we'll put our lake, number 3, in column 1 right here. Now, we're in a bonus round, so we can place our extra project, and I think what we will do is make sure that this square gets fulfilled. So why don't we place a house either here or here or here and activate one of these squares. I think we'll place it here. I don't think it matters too much yet, but that's what I'm gonna do. So at the end of the game, we'll score 10 for this square. All right, we've placed our house, so we cross this off, so we can't use it in the next 2 bonus rounds. And then we're going to score. So we've scored. We're scoring on row 4. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So actually, we've slightly redeemed ourselves from the double zeros there with that last turn. Moving on to round number 4. Another 3 and a 2. So we're gonna place a forest in column 3, and we're gonna place a lake in column 2. So let's see the forest first. We'll do a forest. Where will we do a forest? I suppose here. If we get another square, we'll throw it right here and score another one, which would be fantastic. So that's our forest number 2 in 3. Now we've got 3 in 2, so a lake in column 2, and I think we'll place it. We've got a nice linkage of lakes going on here. I'm tempted just to place it here and try to score some points, though. Even if it's just 1, at least it is something. So we add the total, we look at the row 5, we've scored 1 point. Because this forest isn't leading to anything, any other forest, I should say, we don't score any points from it. This one obviously is not connected to anything, so we don't score any extra points for that. Just the 1, and let's move on to turn number 5. 2 and a 6. We're placing a we're placing a forest in column 6. Again, no real benefit per se to any of the squares I can see just yet. I suppose if I place it here, again, I'm opening up some possible places for village squares if I'm able to roll them later on. So we've placed our forest. Now we're going to place a lake in column 2 again. And you know what? That's not so bad because I can either place it... Oh, you know what? I'm going to place it here. So even though this lake only scores 1, when we look across the row, after scoring 8, we look across the row and we see 1, but then we link it to this lake and then again to this lake. So we actually are scoring 2 points for the round. We don't score anything for the village square. Nothing else is there. So we're scoring 1, link it to 2, we've scored 2 points. And that's better than nothing. All right, next bonus turn. We do, remember we really want to place a house here, so that's what we're looking for, is a house in column 2. A 1 and a 2 would be fantastic. I cannot believe that's just happened. I'm not going to edit anything around like 5 seconds of this section just so you can see that I didn't do anything funny. That's never happened to me before. I've never called a dice roll in my entire life. A 1 and a 2. We've got a house in column 2. Whoever told me to pray, all right, go back and watch episode, 5 of D100 Dungeon. Go back and watch that. Somebody told me to pray to the dice gods, and since then, I swear, my entire life has been different. I'm going to start rolling dice for everything. All right, we built a house in column 2. We're just going to score this square at the end of the game. That's fantastic. Now we need to build a forest, number 2, in column 1. So let's do that as well. No real preference as to where it goes just yet. I suppose we put it here and maybe score something nice if we go all the way across, if we roll a 5 and a 6 here, or a 5 and a 5. Or we can bank a 2, and it's funny, this square is completely surrounded by lakes, which is interesting. Why don't we place it right here? Yeah, why not? So we've got a forest in column 1. It is our bonus turn, so we can now choose either the forest or the lake to put anywhere on the board. And what's the best thing that we could do? I think at the moment it's probably to place a lake right here. It'll only get us 1 extra point, but that's better than, why not, eh? So let's place our lake here, and because we've scored a 3, we'll go 1, 2, 3, link, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points for that round. And we add all these up to the total of the second kind of section, I guess, of the turn. So that's 3, that's 9, that's 12. And again, we've linked this square. So we'll mark that to say that it is, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not sure why I'm adding arrows, but yeah, that looks way more confusing than it should be. All right, turn 7. That was a pretty good one. 9 points. That's the best score so far, at least. And as you imagine, the more your grid fills up, hopefully, the higher your scores get as you go along. Obviously, we started off with a couple of goose eggs, and now we're getting up to some decent, at least, decent scores. A 3 and a 4. So we're building a lake in column 4. There's only 1 spot left, unfortunately, so we're going to have to build it there. And then we're going to build a house in column 3, and that's not really that good either. We've only got 1 spot there as well, and it's not fantastic because it's not linking to anything. I would have much preferred to put a lake there so we can at least link these ones together perhaps, but there you go. So we've done our house and our lake, and we're added up to a 7. So we've scored 1, 2, 3, 4 points. There's no other houses. There's no other. Oh, oops, I'm sorry, I missed it. 1, 2, because of the link here through the lakes. 3, 4, 5. So we've scored 5 points in turn 7. A 3 and a 4. I feel like we just rolled that. Now that our 3 and 4 columns are full, we can start placing them. We start to place them in the rows adjacent. So we get to choose if there's a similar amount of empty spaces. If there's not a similar amount of empty spaces, then we place them in the most empty, I believe. So regardless, lake in column 4, well, there's nothing there. We can't go to column 3, so we have to go to column 5. So a lake in column 5, where are we going to place that? I think we place it here. I say that because if we do manage to roll another square, again, I'm trying to like think ahead just in case we roll a double. In the last turn, we can place it here. Okay, and then we've got a house in column 3. Again, we have to go adjacent, so that's going to be that's here, and that's terrible because I would have much rather placed a lake there to link these ones together. There you go. That's just the luck of the roll. I'm not going to talk about luck because I managed to pull off that whatever that was, calling 1 and 2. So we've scored 7. we are again going across the middle row here. So nothing for the house. 1 in the lake, link to 2, 3, nothing there, 4, 5. So again, we're scoring 5 points from row 7. Last round, let's see if we can get another square. That would be fantastic. We have not. We've got a house to build in column 2. So again, nothing doing. Let me think about this really quick. I've got a forest to build in column 1. We're going to be scoring along this top row, so let's think about this carefully. A house in column 2, I mean, I don't actually think there's anything we can do, really, to score any extra points this turn. I would like to place a lake here again, but I don't have the ability. I'm only be able to place I'm going to be placing 2 forests this turn, which I suppose isn't very good because I can't score anything from them at all. Yeah, this is a bad turn. This is not a good turn at all. So a house in column 2, again, I'll just put it here. A forest in column 1, I'll just put it here. And then I've got another forest to put down because it's my last bonus turn. So we'll cross this off, and again, it doesn't really matter where it goes because I can't link it to anything, unfortunately, that's going to score me any points. So I guess we'll just put it here to have a nice full row. We've placed our forest, so we're going to score against the 3 row. That's 3, 4, 5, no linkage there. 6, 7, no linkage there. 10, but no linkage there either. So we've scored 10 points, but it's still not that grand. So that's a score of 20 plus the 20 we scored from our 2 village squares. So another 20, and that's 20, 40, 52 plus 8 equals 60. And I'm kid you not, on the rule sheet, just beat your own score, but remember that if you score less than 60 points, you will not be re-elected for sure. So, hey, you know who your vote lies with the next election cycle. It's one player. You can show your vote if you drop me a like, leave me a comment, hit that subscribe button. That was pretty good. I thought that was a nice transition, wasn't it? Thanks so much for watching. That is going to be it from me. I hope you've enjoyed Rolling Village Pea and Pop. I think this is a nice little game. It took me a while to work out the scoring mechanism. It can be quite confusing, but once you get it, I think it's like solidified. There's no ungetting it from there. And obviously finding the interesting kind of linkages off the columns and rows. We didn't find too many this turn, and obviously this was a big disappointment. Our 0-0 at the start, but not a bad round. And obviously, if you can roll a double, the more doubles you roll, the higher your score is going to be. That's just, facts. That will be it from me. I just said that. Rambled again. Whoops. Yeah, drop me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe if you're new, and thanks so much for watching. I will see you later.